with an early moon day energy. I did a video last night predicting the energy, but damn it. Damn it. What's up, everybody? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual psychoanalyst and healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist. I am your North American Sybil, your messenger of God, his very first creation in the feminine form, reincarnated over time. I am the Lilith. In order to keep up with me, you had to see what I posted on my community page, my latest live video, and my shorts. Let's work our way backwards. What I just posted was absolute confirmation. Posted a video about, it was, 8 signs that God's trying to remove someone from your life. I promise you, I made a video this weekend, multiple videos, describing exactly that. I didn't see that video until, that's just nothing but confirmation to what we go through. And I hope that you guys take a chance to realize that there are people that just take away your peace, bro. It doesn't matter how much you love them. They are robbing you of your peace and bringing nothing but chaos to your life. And you have to walk away. It's your free will to keep holding on to chaos and uncertainty and rejection and paranoia and insecurities. And I said all that. I don't fucking trust you. I'll be fine until you come in. You're never talking about anything. You're always trying to pull me away from my priesthood and trying to dumb me down, trying to break my fucking boundaries, trying to make me do some shit, go against my integrity and my principles. And it just describes that. And again, I told you, is this the devil? I mean, if there was such a thing, they are the people in our lives. There's no such thing as the devil, dude. Everybody, that's what pissed me off about the fucking Jewish. They tried to create this outside enemy. The only enemy is your mind and the shit that it fucking comes up with. The second thing I heard this morning, I heard it loud and clear, before I shared that video, is how come they don't feel bad for what they've done? That's very simplistic, guys, because they don't feel. There's a word for it called narcissist, or the next level, which is sociopath. And easily you could say that about myself with my personality disorder. I didn't feel. I didn't feel, and especially pain. Anything that would make me feel sad, no. And that's remorse. They don't feel bad for what they've done. And it's not because they don't care, but they don't want to feel. That's what that means. It's like, how come they don't feel bad for what they've done? They don't feel good either, if that makes you feel any better. They don't feel. They're fucking emotionally stunted. They have turned off their emotions. I am a scientific proof that you can do such things. You can go numb for fucking nearly your whole life. Turn yourself off to your experiences where you don't feel bad or good about what just happened. You literally feel nothing. You forget it. You move on and act like nothing happened, no matter how big or bad it was. Really? Yeah. But one day, when that shit wakes up, they'll feel everything like I did. And it'll be too much. That's the sad part. Why don't people have remorse or, regret? There's more to that. They don't it's not just one part they don't have. They don't have any of it, bro. And that's, you could look at Russ. Can he cry? He's completely cut off from his emotions. He has no emotional depth or maturity, which means he has no wisdom. You know what I mean? The way things make us feel after is where the wisdom comes from. If you just go through things, go through life without ever feeling any way about it, then it didn't, you know what I mean? It didn't have an effect on you, which means it didn't change you. It's supposed to change you. It's supposed to, it's sun and water. It grows you. You grow by these experiences, bro. And that's why, most of this, it wasn't that I was dumb. I was emotionally stunted. And in essence, emotionally unstable. Not mentally, emotionally. I can control it all in my mind. It's when these feelings come over me that I can't anymore, because I've never felt this way before. I've never dealt with this kind of feelings, which are all kinds of fun levels of pain. That's all I've experienced. You learn the joy, you feel the good feelings after you deal with the bad ones. But in essence, yeah, so that was real fast and, slap to the face, but I told you that's what'll happen on a Monday. You sit and reflect, and here they come to show you what you went through. You can't forget. They won't let I spent my whole life forgetting, so that's very important for me not to forget, to keep these memories, to not let these things go, to remember what I've been through and see how strong I am and see where I could have been better, to really feel my experiences. Happens on a Monday. So we look back at, look back at your week. Jesus Christ, last week was so full of emotions. Again, you could watch me through my life and nothing happened, but you've seen me go through so many emotional ups and downs. And that's just the waters. You know what I mean? Once they turn on, once this filter system turns on, the bubbles, bro. Bubbles. It just bubbles. Some of them are really great, and you can see me laugh until I'm crying. Some of them are so harsh, and they just come in talking. And it's like, oh, this is killing me. I mean, I'm fluid with them where you can see that I let them out. But that's after 39 years of never feeling anything. Really? In essence, yeah. And that's also where all of my superpowers come from, because every feeling that I learn, I recognize. So now I know what it feels like inside of me. And if I wasn't feeling like this, it came from somewhere. I know what it feels like to be in peace, just mellow. I know when something starts to irritate my body. Somebody says something and I feel some type of way. I know what this language is now. Your feelings are a language. So I described that without even saying that. It's like, I can tell the way you make me feel. You make me feel uncomfortable. You make me feel unsafe. You make me feel paranoid. You make me feel, less than I did before you came. I was feeling great until you come in, and every time you come in, I lose myself. I lose my peace. And I showed you, and I talked about it. They're moving out. It's okay. It's okay. There's no one at the door. They're just moving some shit. It's okay. It's okay. Told you. She'd just be like, there's something going on. She's not gonna save us. She's just gonna scream for help. That's her scream for help, I think. I'm serious. Then I woke up with Lewis. As soon as I woke up, I saw his post, and I laid in bed and just cried and cried and cried and cried till my spine hurt and I couldn't even get up. That's what it means to have feelings, bro, when you put yourself in somebody else's shoes and you can literally feel how they feel. You can feel their situation. You take it on so heavily. My dog didn't die, but it did this morning for me. It wasn't a dog. You'll never understand that. You'll never, we're going to make you understand that in the future stories told about Roscoe. He was never a dog. Never. I even told Lewis in the beginning. He's like, dude, he has more class than me. He's more educated and he eats better. He's more well-traveled. He has better manners. He's seen more of the world than I ever have. He's on Fortnite. There's fans of him at every race. He is a legend. You can't take away his legendary life. And he lives on forever in the hearts of those that knew this unbelievable soul. He wasn't a dog. Never. And I didn't even meet the damn dog. I know that soul, though. You could see that soul. Anyway, so I sat there, and that's what it is. It's like, fuck. I really did, Lewis. I really tried to put myself in your skin and pull it off you. But it was just so harsh. But everybody's going to take a piece of it. Everybody's going to take a piece of your pain today and try to take it away. We can't make you feel better. We can only sink to your level with you, to be honest. But even sometimes that's enough. You can't replace a soul. But you don't have to lose it either. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to lose it either. So, that was a harsh morning. I was like, oh, man, wow. I spent my whole morning crying and being a little, being upset for that. And then there was some extra shit that came in, and I'm like, ugh, this is a terrible moon day. Terrible, terrible. I mean, it's not. It's just emotions, and you go with them. We can wash this off and feel good about some shit again, but ultimately, that's what a Monday is it puts you in your thoughts and your feelings, wherever they may take you. So I wanted to pull some cards to just give us some, I don't know, I can't say affirmations. We're not looking for guidance or reassurance, maybe just, a spiritual hug from the universe, right? With that, I'm going to pull out some light cards. I felt like we were in something dark, and I just didn't want to pull out the dark and make it worse. We're definitely going through it. Really? I feel it. I mean, and that's where it is. It's like, your life can be fine until you tap into, the collective. And it's a collective energy that sucks ass. It sucks ass. I'm sorry for you. And that's okay. It's just sharing their pain is not a terrible thing. Knowing how people feel and sending love to them energetically, they need it, bro. They need it. I'm still looking at dark cards for some reason. Get away from me. I don't want to get into the dark. I mean, we're in it. I'm trying to get you out of it is the point of why I'm going into the light cards. What can we give? What can I contribute to this shit-ass energy? What do we got here? The portals? Yeah, let's talk about some portals, because we're going through one. What do we got? Well, I saw these yesterday, and they stood out to me. Maya is Justice. She's talking to me. I guess a dolphin one. That should be enough. Those dolphin ones are intense. Really? We'll stop there. If you need anything more, I have other oracles at the altar. I just felt inclined to, find some words from God for everybody. That's their situations and mine. I mean, I already came to this. I had to fucking learn this lesson all by myself. Which was, letting go. And that's what I teach you is like, you need to learn this. Everybody's going to have to learn this. And this is a painful lesson. Imagine being the person on the other side that realizes they're a piece of shit. They're a devil. They ruin people's lives and nobody wants nothing to do with them. I would call this a come to Christ moment. But in essence, does he feel bad? No, because he doesn't feel anything. And that's the sad part. He doesn't feel bad about himself and his life and how it looks, and he doesn't care. And that's Russ. They don't. They're cut off from caring. Really, they have to be in order to make it through their life. They can't be emotional. They can't have any emotions. Otherwise, those emotions would kill them. They'd feel terrible. So it's better not to feel anything at all. Yeah, I lived my whole life like that. Good luck. I don't think that's a healthy way. What oracle? Where's the book for this one? Portals. Okay. What are the portals? There are these oracles I got in the very beginning. Every Monday we go through a portal. The Oracle of Portals. As you can see, these are pretty old. Oh yeah, let's bring some solar plexus in here. I'm gonna ring the bell. You could be my... Okay, I'm not singing that. Okay. Let's pick a card, I suppose. I'm just gonna shuffle and see if any fall out. I haven't used these in a long time. They're not big or nothing. It's just gonna give us some... At this point, we're not looking for a huge dose, dude. Just some sugar to make the medicine go down. Let's see. Awake. Told you there was an awakening happening. What's at the bottom? The end. And beneath that is a rebirth, transformation, and adventure. As the sun sets, you will take a voyage to mastery that leads to victory. That's why we don't read those like that, because that's a dumb message. Can we get a little bit more context, please? Yes, indeed. Where did I turn to? The unknown. You are now approaching perhaps the most powerful and transformational of all portals. That's not what you're looking at. Some of you are just awakening. But stepping into the unknown. Life won't be the same for Lewis without Roscoe. Everything will change from this. You think it's just a dog, but it's not. Whenever you lose something this big, it changes you forever. Loss is a part of life, and death is definitely. He was 12 years old. My daughter thinks that my dog can live to the fullest days. I think she's supposed to live like 14 years. I'm telling you, she got old in just the last year. We don't know her health and all of that before she got here, and Lewis did his best to make sure that that dog was healthy. It had the best life. He took care of it all the time. It's like, even if we take care of our bodies perfectly like Lewis does his own, it doesn't mean we're buying more years. It really doesn't. You want to take care of your body because you know it's going to, you know what I mean? It's like constantly taking care of your car. You know this car will bomb eventually. You can only go so far, each car. It's really what it is. And I said this huge message yesterday about how long do you want to go for? And is it really about time, or is it about what you want to accomplish in that time? Do you feel like you need that much time? I had to put a dog down. I was pregnant when I did it. I was pregnant with Amelia. We were in Mexico. I had my own dog. So we had Sissy, and she was pregnant with puppies. And we went to the beach, just me and the kids down in Tijuana. And there was this dog, and it came up, and it loved us, and I just couldn't leave it there. So I brought it home, and it was cool for a couple of weeks, or maybe a couple of months. I called him Buddy, and he was cool. And then Buddy started to get really sick. I started taking him to the veterinarian. They started, telling me I needed to give him medicine weekly, so we would take him. It was kind of, it was costing us money and shit, but we were doing it. Finally, we came, and they were like, they're like, he's dying. He has polvo, whatever. You're gonna need to put him down. And he was awake when I made that decision, and it was just terrible. I was pregnant. It was so terrible. And because it was Mexico, they gave him to me in a trash bag after they put him down. They gave him one IV, and he just went to sleep. He was asleep. He just laid there sleeping. And then they gave him another shot, and he started, fighting it in his sleep. Whatever they did, they were killing him in his sleep, dude. I know that now. And I watched him die on that table. It was so hard. I cried for so long. I didn't want him to die. I didn't want that to happen. And in essence, God said I gave him life. He lived, you know what I mean? I brought him home and made him a family dog before he died. Gave him a family before he died, is what God tried to make me see. But it was not nice to see. He was asleep, and I could hear him crying, and he just died like that. Like they put him asleep before they killed him. And you could tell he was dying while he was asleep. Like he was making noises and he was fidgeting, and then he just died. And it was so horrible to watch. And then Sissy, she had her puppies. We were living in Mojave, and she had her puppies, and my brother went crazy one night, so we packed up the dog and the puppies, and we came back to Colorado. My ex-husband decided we had to start giving away the puppies before we got here, because his mom wasn't going to let us bring in all those dogs. So we had to give away the puppies, which was, I knew they had to go, but it was really hard. And then when we got here, his mom made us give up Sissy too. And after that, I said I was never going to get another dog. I said I would never do that again. It was too painful. I was never going to do that again. Ever. I'd gone through too much with those animals. And then I got Nana. I got Nana for the kids. We got her in Oklahoma. I got her for Christmas. I was looking all over for a dog for them. They were in therapy and shit, and I knew that I could get them the letter. And I checked with my housing, and they said that they would let me have her. So I kept looking for the right dog. I wanted a hound. I knew I wanted a hound dog because of what they were. I really wanted a big one. And she ended up being a beagle. This guy I knew on Facebook from, just met through whatever, he had posted he had puppies. And I asked him if I could have one. And we were coming down for, to spend Christmas with Mr. Plum. And when I got there, he actually gave her to us for free. And she was always with us. She's traveled a lot. She hasn't done as much as Roscoe, but, she's not the best, you know what I mean? She's not one of those dogs you take on walks or anything. She's just an emotional support animal. Really. She's a full hound. She puts her fucking nose to the ground and doesn't see nothing. She just will follow it until you pick her up and turn her around. She looks like Russ's dog. Right? She's over there, laid out on the pillows. Let me show you. Hold on. I have my phone. Hold on. Why? Because she's just a hound dog. She just lays there. She's just a lover. You'll find her in the bed or in the pillows. She's just curled up. She's like a cat more than a dog. So, I felt it. I felt my own pain through his pain, and anybody that's ever gone through that can feel that, and anybody that has an attachment to an animal felt that. You know what I mean? It's a human, his loss of his best friend. It's like many of us have had to be there. It's a terrible thing. It's something we've come to experience here, is loss. We don't know what detachment is up there. As a soul, we're all together always. We're not separate. There's no separation. There's no space. I mean, there's plenty of space, but there's no division. There's no yearning. There's none of these feelings, bro. These feelings don't exist out there. We come to feel what it feels like to be human, to feel these emotions, to go through these things, to play God. To play God, bro. And, so yeah, there's millions of people around the world that it may not have been their dog, but their cat, their bird, their fish, anybody that's had an attachment to an animal. And that's the animal kingdom. They're powerful. Very powerful. And that's because they're souls, just like us. Souls, just like us. Alright, awaken. Talking about the unknown. Yeah, we're kind of all over the place. It's okay. I don't expect us to be, stable right this moment. I could just find the other world. Nope. Imagination, return. It's there. Rise and shine. While in some areas you've been perfectly awake and alert, in another significant area of your life, you've been drifting into a dreamland, unaware or unwilling to be aware of the reality as it stands. That's what we said yesterday, a reality check. An awakening is a change in a perception. That's the tower, where your reality comes crashing down. You've never seen it. And that's it, you know what I mean? You gotta wake up. You gotta see things. And it's painful. It's ever painful to wake up. It's so painful to wake up. Sometimes you wish you were asleep because it's like you have so much to deal with now. You know what I mean? Sometimes it'd be nice not to feel so much, not to know so much, not to be responsible for so much. When I was asleep, life was easier. It didn't matter so much. Things didn't matter. And the things that did weren't even really important. Now that's changing. Perhaps it just changed or is about to change. An alarm may be sounding, or you may just be ready to see or perceive something as it is. If you don't already know what this is about, take a moment to consider. I told you I had to face the reality of this bullshit ass relationship for me. Well, in everything too, I saw what I was doing in my life. I saw that I was losing my life. I was getting ahead of myself, which was getting away from myself. And that's what we pulled in the cards last night. It's like, you know, we got off track. We got ahead of ourselves. We went somewhere else. I don't know. Is there something that you think, you are sure about that remains unclear? You may want to start with the object of your inquiry. Is it possible that you already have access to the answer you're looking for? Sometimes it can help to say to yourself, I know I don't know, but if I did know, what would be the answer? This card may show up because you are awakening to your power. You may have assumed you couldn't do something because it was far too difficult or because you weren't qualified. Now you're realizing that nothing is holding you back. Magnetize yourself. I'm seeing you. I know you're listening. You have to teach the twin flames this very difficult lesson of how to recognize these feelings and walk away. And that goes to you too. This is a very painful lesson in the soulmate journey, and they have to be able to recognize the feelings. I know you've taught them what a yes is, but you've got to teach them what a no is. They've got to know that if it doesn't feel right, it's not right. Something's not right. Find out what it is. Is it a fear in your mind, and this emotion's coming from your mind? It's generating fears that this isn't, you know what I mean, that you're projecting on this person? Or do you really not feel safe with this person? Meaning you're questioning, you're jealous, you're curious, you're paranoid. You don't know what they're doing. You're questioning what their motives are. You're wondering, you know what I mean? That's it. They send you a message and then your mind starts over-analyzing because it doesn't trust this person. These are signs, guys. I need the spiritual world to start teaching them to these. I know you stupid-ass tarot readers that need them to want somebody aren't going to teach nobody, but those of us that are the healers, this lesson needs to be learned. They need to recognize this feeling. I teach them all feelings. I need your help to teach people what a no feels like. And it's a no from the universe, bro. We always tell them what a yes is. That it's always a yes, but it's not. And this goes back to fucking, you know what I mean? Lunar Eclipse Tarot. I told her something was off with this motherfucker. He's not the twin flame I'm hearing in my heart. I met Bobby. Think about this. Like attracts like, right? So I brought this motherfucker in, or we were attracted to each other at the worst part of my life. When I'm at the worst part of my life, which was, no, the rebuild of my part of my life, and I used him to feel better about my life. How's that so? I don't know. His chase for me made me feel good again. But it was on the point of rebuilding my life, right? So that was after my divorce, coming out of homelessness is when I met him. He comes back 5 fucking years later, where I'm, again, rebuilding the best part of my life, but I'm about to be in the worst part of my life, which is the awakening. I call to him at the worst parts of my life, but that's probably why he calls me, is he only when he's going through hard shit in his life. This is a trauma bond, bro. And that's why I said, you keep re-traumatizing me. And they said in those videos, you know what I mean, they just replay patterns and shit. It's like you're re-wounding me because you're wounded. You're asking me to be an old version of me, an unhealed version because you're unhealed. You're asking me to go against my better judgment because you can't make choices for yourself. And that's me being, you know, that's where I need to heal me and love me more than this. And this is a message to you guys, whoever you are, man. Maybe you've already learned this in your wise years and you know how to walk away from people. Some of us, dude, we're just learning this shit and it is fucking painful. How do you know? You can feel it. Just that, bro. It's not excitement. when they reach out. It's fucking worry. It's stress. It's uncomfortability. Every time I get a message from him, I freak out. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Fuck. What does he want? Fuck. 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 I will sit around and do that forever. Everybody knows. Oh God, here he comes again. You bring nothing but chaos to my life. This is not good. It's not like Ali when I see him and I just, aww. No, absolutely not. It's stress. How am I going to make this work? Every time you come around, how can I make this work? It shouldn't be this much work. And again, it's not that I don't love you, because I've proven that time and time again. You don't love yourself, and you clearly don't love me. And that's okay. It's okay. I am not hurt that you don't love me like I love you. I don't think anybody's had this kind of love for anybody. These twin flames swear they know it, but I don't know if they know what I have brewing inside of me. And it's not towards one person. It started with one at a time, and now it became a love for myself and for the world that just pours out. And that's exactly the twin flame journey. But this is, it's harsh, and you have to recognize it's not something that your mind knows, it's something that your heart knows. Your mind doesn't see anything wrong. It's trying to make it work. Your heart is like, this is not good. It's the same heart that pushed you towards that person will be the same heart that pushes you away. God giveth, God taketh. You were exactly what I needed when I needed you, but now I need something better in my life. And that's harsh for you, because we could have been on the same level if you would have taken the time to take care of you like I did me. Not you take care of me, but if you would have took care of you, we would be alike. We were alike at some time. What changed? I did. That's how they lose me, is because I change and they don't. But I give them all the tools to change. You think Marshall's not over there still studying this shit, trying to make, you know what I mean, real changes in his life? He really takes this serious. You think fucking Royce ain't trying to figure this out? Why? Out of pride? No, because they want what I have. They want to know if it's real. They're after something real. And yeah, their lives are a little on pause. And they're doing different things. And they're trying to apply it and shit. But this is what it is. And it's like some of them are keeping up. Going back to that, you know what I mean? The post I said. That dude had a vision of something. He had no idea what it was. All of us had some kind of understanding of what that was. Some were like, it's mathematical. Some were this. That's the fucking Merkaba, bro. 369, yeah. It's not the salt shaker. It's for real. That's what you're seeing, is the energetic field. And that's how he talks to me. What the fuck am I seeing, Metatron? And that's what I said, is are you putting in the information to be able to understand this stuff? Will you have the understanding it takes for the new, you know what I mean? The one religion, which includes science and medicine. Can you keep up? Mentally, emotionally, and physically. It's a hard one. You're waking up, and it's a painful thing to wake up. To wake up from the dead, and still be around all these dead people. You're the only one awake, bro. And the worst thing you can do, I can tell you from example, is go running around trying to spread all this. They're going to think you're fucking crazy. You could become Kanye when this happens. He taught us lessons, bro, that they're not going to understand what's happening in our lives. A calling from God is not heard by anyone else but you. That's the hardest lesson you're going to learn here. I promise you. And they turn on you, and all of time, the prophets, Jesus, Mary, anybody, Joseph, all of them, Moses, as soon as God calls you, he calls you to turn against, in essence, to walk against your own. It's some shit. I'm just aware. I'm the awakening, but I'm not one of those sugar-coating bitches, especially on a motherfucking Monday. You will find joy, and you will find peace, and you will find happiness along the way. But what you are faced with now is called the dark night of your soul. You are going to take a soul's journey into the darkest pits of your experiences to empower yourself. To take off these experiences, you must relive them. And you will find so much gold of what your real worth is when you get in there. It's like, as cool as it is to share this video and say, look, I recognize and I did it. No, I went through all this pain and suffering to find out, to learn a lesson that every person must learn. What's the fucking reward? Where's my trophy? What do I get from this? Peace. And empowerment. Understanding. But also a knowing that I've got to act on this every time it happens. Now that I know what the truth is, I have to walk in the truth. Not today, Satan. That's your answer. Every day, forever. Not today, Satan. In the definition of what the devil is, and the energies and the feeling that it is, this is what you are. You're not Lucifer, God's highly ranked fallen angel. You're what man fears. Some outside entity that's come to steal my joy, that's come to lie to me, that's come to steal from me, that's come to rob me in the middle of the night of all the goodness of my life. You're described as a devil energy. And there's those of us that are walking in the Christ consciousness. Recognize who and what you are. This is a reality check. You're going to have to look at yourself in the mirror. When I woke up, I was nothing but a cold, hurt, evil woman. I was mean. I was Marshall in a female form. I was a bitch. You didn't talk to me. If you said something to me, I was quick to fucking cut your ass off. I walked in the fucking room with the highest fucking honor. You fucking bowed to me and fuck you. You didn't even matter. I walked in the room, changed the room, and looked down at you. I was not a good person when I woke up. All of that was a facade. I had built myself into a statue of a boss, of a warrior goddess, so that I wouldn't be hurt. And I would cut you on sight with my words. I did that to protect myself, and that wasn't, it's useful, it's powerful, but it wasn't truly what I was. It's what I became from my experiences. I became the warrior from being in war. I became cutthroat. It never became personal anymore. It was all, you know what I mean? Don't take this personal. This is just how it is. I was not a good person. I woke up to realizing I wasn't a great mother. I wasn't a great wife. I wasn't great. I wasn't as great as I thought I was. That's a good moment. It's called atonement. You know what I mean? Being aware of yourself. Having, meeting yourself with guilt and shame, embarrassment, regret. Those are feelings of remorse. Meaning you're aware, you feel this way because you have feelings. You really feel the weight of your actions. You don't want to sit there and let that kill you like, I'm a sinner and I'm a terrible person and nobody will ever love me because I've never been a good person and all I've done is harm and this and that and I've just been a shit person my whole life. You were once one thing, but you can change that thing. You can make actionable steps to be a better person. And that's where it is. It's like the biggest thing that stands at this altar is forgiveness. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. For yourself, for others, for life, for everything. Just forgiveness. And that's like, you know what I mean? That's a release. That's a huge fucking release. In that, you're releasing the pain of situations by finding forgiveness, by embodying forgiveness. How do you embody forgiveness for somebody you hate and somebody that's wronged you? You step back and you have understanding for the whole situation rather than just how you feel about it. You get out of your feelings about it. You feel it, but you put yourself in their shoes. You go back to where it started. How did it get to this place? You have an understanding of why they said or did what they did. Compassion. It's not okay. It's not okay that you beat the shit out of me. I understand that you were boiling and you didn't know how to control it and that you just let loose on me. It doesn't make it all right, but I forgive you. I had to forgive my ex-husband and every other person that had put hands on me. All the people that had raped and abused me. Everybody that's ever lied to me, or cheated or stole from me, used me, abandoned me, neglected me. Without that, I can't feel good about life. All that shit, all those built up, fucked up feelings about these people and what they did in my life, and even my own, feeling bad about not being a good mother, about abandoning my children, about not being able to have a good relationship, not being able to stick things. You know, I have to be forgiving towards myself and for others to have a sense of peace. Now, just because I forgive you doesn't mean that I have to keep bringing you in to tear up my peace. Forgiveness is an absolute release. And it's one of the hardest things to work on right here, and that's what you're going to be doing a lot when you get into these awakening moments. You're going to be flashed back to a lot of painful memories. And what you're trying to do in these memories is not feel bad, but they're going to make you feel bad because you have feelings and that shit hurt. But what you're trying to do is reprogram how you see it. Go from where you see it now and go back to it and see it differently. So that when in the now, you don't feel that way every time you think about it. Because you've already thought about it. You've changed how you thought about it by viewing it different. But it takes a lot of work to go back there, you know? As a child, when I'm in my childhood memories and I see my mom beating me or, neglecting me or being high or anything she did to me, I feel so hurt by what I'm seeing her do. But I've got to pull out of myself and see her as a human being and understand her doings. I'm looking for understanding. Through the understanding, I can forgive her. And that's where it is. It's like, I could tell you stories about my mom, and you're like, she was just the most evil fucking person. She should have been fried. She wasn't, dude. She was a hurt person. She was fucking jolly. She was a lot of things to a lot of people. But those closest got the worst of her. She was a lot more than just the pain that she exhibited in our house. She was extremely intelligent, bro. She was one of the smartest people. She had the greatest stories. She was extremely adventurous. She had a laugh that could fill the room. She could tell you stories. She was pretty. She was fun. She was zesty. She was a lot of things. But the hurt from, you know what I mean? And that's it. All of her light, she had lots of light. But the darkness she hid at home. There's not many people that would be surprised to hear that she was beating her children in such ways. There's not many people that would be surprised because they knew she had a dark side to her, like everyone does. They wouldn't be so surprised to hear these stories. Not at first. It might be a little shocking, but you're like, well, shit, Aunt Sue was a fucking bad bitch. That's what you would say. You just wouldn't expect her to be a bad bitch at home. And that's where it is. It's like she wasn't all bad. But if I sit there as to who she was to me and only look at her as a mother, then she was nothing. She was horrible. She was nothing. She got better. But I'm saying if I just base it on this little part of her as a human being, then that's it. And that's kind of how it is you look at somebody that's been employed. And they're a whole human. They just haven't mastered this part of their life. Or they have some good parts to them. Not everybody is just terrible. And that's where they go back to like Ted Bundy. They talk about, he was charming and he was a good-looking man and he was this and he was that. They had personality, they had charisma, they had all this. But they had a secret that destroyed all the goodness in their life. And what was their secret? Pain. The pain they had in their life caused pain to other people in their lives. I'm hitting you hard because I'm telling you there's all kinds of levels of shit you're gonna wake up to. You're gonna wake up to your friends, you're gonna wake up to your family members, you're gonna wake up to it's a wake-up call and it hurts so bad. As much as I love Lewis, I saw Lewis on this high pedestal. I'd put him on the highest throne. And I had an enormous ego death that changed everything, which was good because I didn't need to make him so much bigger than myself, so much bigger than God, so much bigger than the world. He did a collaboration with Camilo Cabello, and I tell this story often because it changed my view, changed my world. he just did a feature in her song, and he shared it, and it shattered the very essence of what I believe Lewis Hamilton was. In my brain, he was better than this. No way was he just this. You're royalty. They should be paying you. And I know she didn't even pay you, because there's no amount you could pay to have superstar Lewis Hamilton in your video. And I realized that this image of him that I had was false. It was very crushing. But it was better that I saw the truth, you know what I mean? Like, he did that out of the kindness of his heart. He could be there for a friend. He does like the attention, and he liked music. But in my head, it's like, you're the singer. You're the songwriter. You're this. They should be paying you. They should be fucking throwing themselves at you. And yet you're over here playing, her add-on. It just destroyed this image I had of him. It was midweek. I remember calling, or running to Marshall, like, why did I think he was so much more than this? It's not that he's not amazing, it's just I had this false perception of who he was. The same thing happened with Marshall. It changed everything forever. I saw them as something, right? So I'm having this conversation with Marshall on a Sunday morning, and it's real deep, and it's about his daughter and her healing, and that she's not healed. She's going to end up, running to recreate this happy family that she never had, and, the alcohol and her needing attention. It was, it's something like her pictures are on the internet of her in a bathing suit. And I'm like, this isn't necessary. She's beautiful. She doesn't need to do this. This is unhealed. So I have this long conversation with him for like over an hour or two. And it was deep and dark. It wasn't. It was just, I went somewhere where nobody else went before. The next day, it's all over TMZ that day he was caught at her wedding. And the shock that went through my heart, I felt so much fear that because of the timing of the conversation, that he was never going to forgive me for that conversation. I felt so bad that I was having that conversation when he was having one of the most difficult moments of his life with her. I felt terrible, bro, and the fact that I was in it, and most of all, I felt that I was going to lose him because I even opened my mouth. Because the one thing you know about Eminem is don't you dare open your mouth about his daughter. He's made that clear for decades. And I had opened it all the way from a heart-loving space, but I did it while he was sitting there giving her away to another man, knowing she was pregnant, sitting around all this alcohol and drugs, his ex-wife, everything. He was in the hardest place of his, fatherhood, and I was pouring fucking gasoline in his DMs. I was so afraid. I started crying to him. I'm so sorry. Please. I didn't mean to. Please. I didn't. And I got into a huge fight with the Holy Spirit and everything. During the fight, he tried to calm it down. He posted something, or he changed his profile picture while I'm going off in the DMs. He even posted some shit to be like, it's not that serious. He was trying to change the subject, make it clear that this isn't a big deal. But it was the end of me because of who I saw Eminem as. I was like, you have just ruined a relationship with Marshall. And I told him, I cried to him. I was like, dude, you made me believe that way. You made everyone believe that if we ever did this, we would lose you forever. You put on this, I wasn't wrong to think this, but I did. I believed that I couldn't get that close with that nobody could get that close. And that's just kind of is. You see these people in a certain way, and then God wakes you up and you realize, oh, fuck. You're not my happiness. You're my fucking karma. You're my misery. You know when it's time to let go, right? But it doesn't mean it's easy. And as much as it's like, me walking away from, facing the truth about me and Bobby, Lewis had to make that decision with Roscoe. How long does he hold on hoping that Roscoe will wake up? And that's where it is with Russ. How long was I going to hold on waiting for Russ to wake up? Every day I'd run first thing in the morning to go see if Russ woke up. Did you wake up? Are you awake? Please wake up. Please wake up. The good part is these guys will. Maybe. God says, I'm not sure anymore. You hope they'll wake up. You hope they'll open their eyes. And that could be your drug dealer, that could be your kids, that could be your family, that could be anyone you see going through some shit. You're like, please, just wake up, bro. Just get out of this. I guess that's like, the twin flames watching me with Bobby. It's like, when is she gonna wake up? When is she gonna realize this is bullshit and that he's really fucking her over? You can't. You just gotta sit there and watch me learn my hard lessons, right? You can't tell me I'm in a bad relationship. I have to learn it myself. When you're in something bad, you don't know it's bad until you really feel it. You don't know when this is bad. You're in a fucking whole la la land. You don't know how bad things are until they've gotten out of control, and you can't do anything but get the fuck away from it. I told you there was an awakening happening today. No one is more qualified than you to live the life your heart of hearts is showing you in the fondest visions and dreams. You may have received a lot of evidence that something is true, but you haven't been willing to admit that truth to yourself. Even if it's difficult, truth to admit, this too is empowerment. You can't take positive, effective action to change something until you admit that it's there. In other cases, the truth you're awakening to is beautiful. You have feelings for someone you didn't admit to yourself before. Hey, that came up last night, that you were going to fall in love. Or you have a fond and beautiful wish you haven't previously allowed yourself to claim. Hey, that's a great thing for you, to wake up in love. It's painful, but it's a good feeling to feel like you're in love. It's exciting. It's a good thing. I never felt it before, and then I got to experience a lot of times. It's a great feeling to admit to yourself you're in love, and then to find ways, to walk yourself through letting it out. Oh, it's so fun. To know is the first of the 4 powers of the magician, followed by to dare, to will, and to keep silent. What card did we pull this weekend? The magician. So whatever it is that you're awakening to, allow yourself to know it's there, to see it and accept it fully. Once you do, you will be standing on the threshold of power. As much as it sucks, and I've had to say goodbye to him many times because I knew it wasn't good. This has never been good. It felt good to love you. It felt good to have these feelings for another person, but nothing good has come from it other than my growth. And that sucks. And that's it. It's better to love and to lost to never fucking be in love at all. To deny yourself the expression of love, the feeling of it, that's not a good thing. To sit there and, regret. And I did, because I felt this way for him all those years ago. And I guess I tried to, looking back, I tried to express it, but I didn't know how. And I was always going to get myself hurt. I end up like his wife. Jesus Christ. Right back where I started. An unloving relationship. I don't know. And that's where it is like he told me many times that he, he couldn't give me what I wanted. So he tried to keep it like that, but he still took advantage of the fact that he knew I wanted him. And that's where it was painful. It's like, why did you just abuse my love like that? You could have fucked any girl that didn't love you, that didn't have an emotional attachment to you. That wasn't cool, bro. And thank goodness I didn't fuck him. I did back 3 years ago, but I blacked it out completely. So thank goodness I didn't do that again. And I was trying to. I was willing. It's like, let's get together under the full moon. Make my dreams come true. Nope. He wanted me to just fucking break all the rules and go up to his hotel. Oh, God. Is he a bad guy? No. It's just a suck-ass situation. Just another story. There's other girls have stories, too. We all have these fucked up stories, bro. It's just a part of life. As much as you think your story is so fucking yours, it's not. It's the story of life. But when you're in it, bro, it's like, you know, you got your life on the line here. I don't know. It's a Lilith thing, bro. You had to learn to not be the third wheel. I mean, in essence, I never played that role. I was the main chick. How'd this happen? Well, how's the shoe fit, Cinderella? I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm going barefoot. Alright, I saw these yesterday. Another card I don't really bring out, but I've been around since the beginning. Amulets. That's funny because I was wearing mine this morning. Fortune, protection, skill, and possession. Why'd you put on your amulets? I don't know. I just felt like I needed to wear them this morning. I'm telling you, I had a rough morning. You know, just with Lewis and that dog. It's not a dog. Anyways, I was in my feelings. I was in his feelings. I was in my own. They're his, but they activated my own. What fell out? Something fell out. Hold on. The gnomes. Number 5. Look at the green. We're talking about the green. You'll probably be drawn to a lot of green. I'm being drawn to it. That was the Earth card. That was Raphael. Your green is your heart chakra. It's all good shit. Gnomes. Humanity, friendship, hard work, little visions. Yeah, I like that, little people. That's what he was, bro. Roscoe was a gnome. He was cool. Closing a circle. There you go. Pyrokinesis. Set that bitch on fire. Number 5. Number 5. And obviously this is in the earth element. Page 23. Gnomes are said to be the governors of earth, magical creatures made famous through literature about legends and fairy tales. These gnomes are not of garden statue variety, but rather almost hobbit-like, being that inhabitant and the burrows of nature. While it's true they are playful and mischievous and bashful spirits, they are not to be laughed at. Seen by those gifted with the sight, these invisible spirits can shift their appearance to match their surroundings, evading capture by those foolish enough to attempt to do so. But gnomes uncloak their camouflage and extend their hands to yours. When they appear, it's usually a sign that things have gone awry, and work needs to be done in order to set wrongs to right once more. Gnomes urge you to reclaim your advocacy for the natural world and bring duty back to healing damaged lands and forests, and to aid animals and people with humanitarian relief. It is well and good to master life for success and joy, but it is your divine duty to give back to the land and the world that holds us together. Pure wisdom. It's time to get to work and carry your energy with devoted direction to important humanitarian issues. Take action to create change where harmony can result. I'm trying to change the world, bro. This is what I do. I heal myself and I teach everybody how to heal themselves. You're going to face these things, or you already have and haven't healed from them. That's my contribution to humanity, is my pain. A lifetime of pain I went through so that I can teach you how to spend the rest of your life without pain. I'm doing this. This is my contribution to humanity, is teaching them how to heal their pain, how to get out of their hells, how to get back to God, how to find peace. It's not my message. It's just the work I'm doing. For all of them that tried to, everyone that ever did humanitarian work that tried to change the world are with me on this. Because of the level of where I'm trying to hit. I'm hitting the hearts. I'm going straight to the heart of the problem. Not the outside world, the inside world. Question your conscience and ask yourself if you're giving back to communities and Earth fully and regularly. I'm not. I haven't been doing my regular fucking offerings. I'm going to do that. Take a volunteer holiday and assist in restoring nature conservation or donate to foundations related to animal care and wildlife. In the name of Roscoe. You have the power to transform negative energies into something greater, and this is your task now. What can you do? As soon as I said that, it's like, maybe you can't do a bunch, but you know what you could do? Is you could go down to the shelters and go love on some of those animals. They're always looking for volunteers. Just tell them you want to walk a dog. You can give a dog, that's all they want. Is some, some human interaction and some outside. If there's not enough kennel workers to walk them all the time, they don't get to play. In essence, that's all a dog wants to do, is be outside and be around a human. You can be that human. And that'll change that dog's day. It sits in a cage hoping for a human to love it. Isn't that the truth, right? I'm very emotional today. That's not a bad thing. They made me give up my dog. And because she was part pit bull, they put her to sleep. Colorado was against pit bulls back then. They barely started to open it up, only for it to continue to be a problem because it's the people that raise them. It's not in their nature, it's the people that raise them. Psycho in me is going to hold my dog all day and say that I don't want you to die, which is not true. And I really have loved the shit out of her, and she'll come lick my tears off my face. And no, right now she's looking like the most happiest dog in the world. But they're really special to us. God gave us the animals, Noah was in charge of them. Even the ones he didn't like, he had to protect them and understand that those were God's very innocent creatures that needed to be provided for and looked after. And in doing so, he built a really good friendship with another part of God. Oh, man. She's so emotional. Hey, I am, and that's a good thing. Anyways, you have the power to transform negative energies into something greater, and this is your task now, and that's what I do with the healing. Do not wait to be told what to do. I'm seeing something else. I'm seeing an elderly person. Do you guys know an elderly person that's all alone, that never has any company? Their spouse has died and their children never come to visit. It'd be very nice of you to go and take them out for a day. Just maybe, and actually if they don't want to leave, just maybe spend some time with them. Time and energy is the best love tokens. It's my love language. They spend every day all alone. They miss connections. Even if it's a neighbor, if you could just introduce yourself and just say, I see you over here all the time, and I'd like to get to, if you have any time, I'd like to meet you, maybe spend a couple minutes with you. The elderly have the best stories. They've lived life. They've seen all kinds of shit. Mr. Plum's amazing to spend time with. Jesus, you can learn so much in 20 minutes with that man. They're full of life experience that's just, it dies in their brain. They take it to the grave with them if they don't share these experiences. In the essence, how long has it been since they left their house? Have they seen the new restaurant that got put up? Have they been through a drive-through? They might not know you like that, but you could ask them, would you like to join me for lunch? I assure you, old people aren't expensive. They don't have a big stomach. They're not gonna cost you much to take them out to eat. I promise you that. And they get a discount. I'm like, go pick up an old person. Go find one. Give them a little bit, give them an experience, dude. One more experience before their time is done. You know what I mean? You don't have to, they don't have to be your family for you to be family to them. To be a friend is to be family. Really? Yeah. They need someone to talk to. That's what we all miss, is having a connection. You know what I mean? That's what having a pet is having a connection. You know? You turn, you know, as everyone leaves you, you just learn to live by yourself. But it's not that you don't like company, it's just that there's no company to keep. So those are some good things you can do today to help the world. You know what I mean? And then, like me, you can go out to a place where you know wild animals are, and you can go leave some offerings. I leave fish or chicken. I leave breads and nuts and fruits and vegetables. You don't know who's going to take it, but they'll be grateful. They need food. We're there to provide for them. You know what I mean? We're the stewards to this planet. We're there to look after the elderly when they can't take care of themselves anymore, and the helpless animals, and the children, and the mothers, and the fathers, and everybody. Everybody needs us. We all need each other. For sure, for sure, for sure. For sure. And Lewis, I've taught you that, you know, when you're hurting, try to help somebody else that's hurting. You know what I mean? Don't stay in your pain. Try to find someone else in their pain. Empower them out of theirs, and that'll empower yours. Maybe this is, you know, something you can do on a day like today. I wouldn't go adopting a dog. Don't go, you know, but maybe go show some dogs some love. Just show up there and, you know, I don't know. It could make you feel good. These things can make you feel good. It makes you feel good to be helpful. Do not wait to be told what to do. Get up and rise with purpose. Magic spell. Helping humanity by healing the environment can be as simple as planting more trees, showing your devotion to the natural world by planting a seed native to your area, offering this plant to the gnomes, the guardians of the element of earth, and asking them to keep the soil in your environment healthy. Take care of your seedlings. Keep it in a place you visit often and watch it grow. Gnomes love little gifts like crystals and rocks, and legend has it that the gnome is even enjoy fruit, nuts, and spiced mead. Place any of these treasures in front of your sacred seedling and ask the gnomes to help your magical tree thrive. That's it. They're offerings to the spirits. I don't believe in gnomes. Okay. It's like saying I don't believe in Jesus. Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna argue today. I don't have it in me, obviously. It feels good to cry. I just want to point that out. It's like, damn, you're just crying. Yeah, it feels good afterwards. It feels good to let out these built-up emotions. So we're going through an awakening, and just like yesterday, we got the earth and stuff. These fucking cards are intense, and I'm already an hour in. I'm gonna pull one, and we will read it later. Why? Because they're literally like 3 to 4 pages long. Who made these? I don't know. They're intuitive. Holy mackerel. I was just trying to turn that one around. What's this one? The food chain. There's whale shit, and then there's you. Lessons. I think that's the one we're gonna go with. I'm gonna see. You want to give these a shuffle? How the fuck you shuffle this bitch? You can still, they still have the edges, like they poked them out of a fucking. What is this? Celestial sound. Well, I'm feeling it, but I feel like it's gonna go real deep. We'll leave these out, and we'll read those when I get that big ass guidebook after some lunch and some stuff. I'm gonna go right away and just go over to the creek and leave my offering. I'm not gonna wait for a special place or a special time. I needed to go over to Target anyways to get some sugar. I don't feel like going to fucking Walmart. I get in there and I buy shit I don't want. I don't want to do this today. Please don't make. If I go to Target, I don't even want to be in Target. I get in there and it's like I don't even know that store. I really don't. I go in there with one thing that I'm going for, and I never get anything else. Other than those brooms. I bought that little broom. That thing smelled delicious. It makes my whole altar smell like fucking... the whole room at first when I first opened it. Yeah. Every witch needs a broom. I can't ride that bitch. I always tell Nana that too. It's like, I'm gonna ride you, Nana. I always wanted a big dog that I could ride. She's not at all. She's not riding her anywhere. I'm sorry for your loss. But he lives on. And who, if you could guess, where would the spirit of Roscoe go next? You think he's earned his place in the human skin? Or do you think he's better off staying in an animal skin? That's the evolution. After you've done this, you evolve into the next higher form. So what's the next life for Roscoe? I can't imagine any life. I don't think any human has had a life like Roscoe. I think he's lived the best of all his lives. Is there lessons he needed to learn, Lewis? If not, then he came, he seen, he conquered. He made the world a better place. His very existence changed the world. He brought joy to the hearts of man in the form of a dog. And that's really what it is. You don't have to be the biggest man on the campus to change the world, to change the hearts of people. And that's what we're trying to do. That's what really matters here. Nothing else. Take away all their wicked hearts so they're not doing, hurt people, bro. If we can take away their hurt, and that's what God says, I don't know where Tree was on his coked out his coked out world, but I promise you, I got into an argument with Tree, and I was beating myself up about something. He's like, you don't know how important you are. You're going to heal the world. I don't know where that came from out of his mouth, but he sensed it when he first met me. He didn't know me, but his spirit told him to help me heal, because I was going to heal the world. He was only there for a short period of time, and I can tell you from the check-ins that I've seen is he is very unhealed. And I always hope that, what I would learn I could pass on to those around me, and we could be powerful together. But it's not usually that way. Usually you learn a lesson and you have to walk away from that person based on that lesson. It's a hard path. It is, but, just like Paul, who sat in the fucking jail cells with nothing but high on the Spirit of God, it's a lonely path, but you're not alone. You're with the Spirit of God and all things great. But yeah, you're disconnected from humanity because he set you apart. He made you different. He called you to be different. You have to accept this difference. It's not a bad thing to be different. We feel this way since childhood because what our differences made us rejected or not alike. People didn't like us for our differences. We've got to learn that in our differences is where our real authenticity is, and to embrace our differences. You were made for something different. You weren't made for a 9-to-5. You weren't made to just live this life. And some were. I see Bridge Fit. She was made for that life. She brings joy just by living that life. God asks no more than her than to love her husband, love her children, and love her life. Funny, because that's all he asked of me too, and I rejected that whole life. And here I am to do it, to experience the joy that he's given to Bridge Fit. It doesn't look like joy, but it must be. She makes it look good, right? He gave her that life. That's all she wanted. And that's where it is. It's like, nobody wants to be a nun, but I love my life. You don't want to talk to dead people, but I love my life. You don't want to be responsible for the shit and know the shit and do the shit, but I love it. I only hate it when I realize that there's nobody like me, and nobody understands me because I'm so different. But what does understand you is you. That goes back to me and my fucking my pipe what was it? Pipe, organ, piano? Maybe it was organ, pipe, piano. I don't know what it was called. It's like, I want one of those. Well, that's different. That's me. Very different. All right. Well, welcome to the awakening. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts at first. You'll find your light in there. That's what I was showing this. You'll find the light in there. You can't. There's light in the darkness. But I promise you, as much as you try to be in the light, you'll find darkness too. They live together. Really? Well, that's where we're at. I'll catch you guys later. Later, haters.